Howdy everybody, ArgonMatrix here, welcoming you to episode 28 of Bloodborne. Last time we defeated the Great One, Rom the Vacuous Spider, and initiated the Blood Moon in Yharnam, which led to a whole bunch of weirdo shit happening. But that's past us now. We actually have quite a few different areas we can explore. We could have explored a couple of them earlier, like before the Blood Moon, but now it's now just feels more appropriate, I suppose. So I think I'm going to start with something you remember that we found in Iosefka's clinic. It is this Cainhurst summons here, inviting us to Cainhurst. The stagecoach leaves from Hemwick Crossing, so we are going to actually head over to Hemwick Charnel Lane and see what all that's about. Alright, we're back here. It's been a while. Place hasn't changed very much, though. So let's get a move on here. I didn't do much with my my blood echoes in between videos, by the way. You may notice that I'm down quite a few, and I did use like all the cold blood I had as well. I've just leveled up, I think, like 4 times. Nothing crazy. Did I do anything else? Oh, I did swap out some of my runes. I swapped out the communion rune that increased our blood vial capacity, so now we're just back down to 20. But I put in the other formless Odin rune, so we can hold more Quicksilver bullets, so up to 27. And then I think I also equipped a different rune that I got rid of Odin Rive, which, while being good, I think we have enough Quicksilver bullets on us that it's not going to matter. Oh shit! I forgot about this. All right, so these we actually would have seen these guys our first time through Hemwick Charnel Lane here if we had had high enough insight. I think you need like actually 20, which is exactly how much I have, hilariously enough, in order to see them. I didn't realize they would still appear with the witches dead, but there you go. They're not that bad. They're basically just the same things that the witches summoned in their fight. Yeah, but I swapped out that rune in favor of one that gives me HP when I get a visceral attack, just to sort of help compensate a little bit for the fact that I don't have as many blood vials on my person now. It's an interesting sort of build. I'm just gonna play with it, see how it goes. I've never played around with my runes all that much. You can see here, I'm actually going to try and get a visceral attack on this guy, so that I can show, well, I guess I messed that one up. I just wanted to show that I would indeed get HP back for a visceral attack. I'm sure you believe it. It's not like it's anything like, oh god, you gotta see this, look at this happen. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen in Bloodborne. No, it's just like, fills up your HP bar a little bit, beyond what you would normally get with your rally potential. Because normally the rally potential, like if you gotten hit right before the visceral attack, then it would fill up your whole rally potential bar. But with things like this, you'll see, these guys are super easy visceral attack. Get a little bit of HP back, not a ton, but enough to justify it. I think it's like 200 or so HP. At any rate, so the Cainhurst summons tells us to come to Hemwick Crossing, which is indicated by this blue spire type thing here. So if you approach it, I see no problem at all with this. Somehow, some way, those horses brought us all the way across the lake to the Forsaken Castle Cainhurst. Oh. Well, that's a little depressing. Yeah, not quite sure how they made it across all this, but here we are in this frozen winter wonderland. Wonderland in big-ass air quotes, I suppose. Let's get a move on here. Apparently someone's awaiting us because the door's opening here. We were summoned here in the first place, so we are an honored guest, it would seem. Light a lantern, but we'll just see just how honored once we start running into some of the enemies around here. This is a pretty tough place, I would say. I think I'm right about the level to make it an adequate... Not like I'm not going to stomp through it. Oh, geez. Oh, it's these fucking blood liquor things. These are some of the things that they would appear in chalice dungeons. Sometimes if I got a visceral attack. I think we only saw like one of them in the chalice dungeons. But they are all over the place here in Cainhurst. And they take a big-ass beating, too, so be very careful of that. And they're just so gross, man. Like, of all the enemies in Bloodborne, this is probably one of the most unsettling ones. These weird blood liquor things with the sacks, and they move so strangely, like they're humanoid kind of features, but they move like spiders, and they hit really hard, by the way. Yeah, Get ready to see that happening a lot. Thankfully, these guys only exist on the outside of the castle for the most part, so we won't have to deal with them the whole way through here. Okay, so yeah, over on the left here, if we follow this left-hand path, let me just put this lantern back on first. That would lead over to the entrance of the castle, which is where we ultimately want to go. If we head over this way, there is another sort of little building on the side that we can't really do much with, but it's probably best to clear out the area first here, just so we can get it out of the way. I think if we wrap around here, yeah, we get some cold blood or something from here. Frenzied Cold Blood 9, that's actually pretty strong. A lot of very Grecian statues, I suppose, hanging out around here. Device not currently operable. Did you expect any different? They're not just going to give us access to the shortcut right away. It'd be too easy, man. Oh, we got more of these eels, too. Like, seriously, the outside of the Forsaken Castle here is like one of the worst places in the game for me, just because I cannot stand the blood lickers or these eel leech things, whatever they are. Because they're both such annoying enemies, and they're so bountiful. You may remember these guys from the swamp that we waded through on our way to Isefka's clinic through the Forbidden Woods. And they are just as annoying as ever. I don't understand how they take so much damage as well. So walk very carefully here, because they kind of just jump out of the walls sometimes like that. So you gotta be on your guard a little bit. And trying to get them in the proper zone to get hit is also a bit of a nasty issue. And in general, you don't want to have to fight more than one at a time, so be careful in that regard for sure. Okay. Back off a little bit. Yeah, so much for my visceral attack rune against these guys. I'm not going to be able to visceral attack them at all. I think it's literally impossible. As far as I know, anyway. I don't see how you would on one of these things. They're just so small, man. Alright, there's more of them. Good stuff. At least the rally potential is very high on the axe, so you can get a lot of HP back even when they hit us pretty hard here, like that. There's only so many, though. It's not like they're just infinitely spawning. Thankfully. Wow. Really? They almost just killed me outright there, so goes to show just how nasty they can be. You wouldn't think for such unassuming little bastards they'd be so bad, but lo and behold. I just had to do that, man. I was like, this is getting annoying. And at least the gun has a decent amount of accuracy when it comes to hitting these things. As opposed to the axe kind of just swings over them half the time. Are there any more? Oh, god damn it. I just want this item, man. I don't even think it's any good, really. It's just something I just gotta find out. Tempering Blood Gemstone. That could actually be good. That might be a good one. I won't know until I go and check at in Hunter's Dream. I guess I could check right now, but there's so many Blood Gemstones in my possession that I'd be hard-pressed to find the right one. Alright. So one of these guys probably... Yeah, he has my echoes there. So let's see if I can get his attention here. I mean, ideally, you only want to fight one of these guys mano-a-mano as well. And thankfully, it's fairly easy to do so most of the time. Well, there goes 10,000 echoes. God damn it. Just snuck up right behind me. I was trying to say, before I was so rudely interrupted, that these guys generally don't have that that far of like a range that they can see you from. So most of the time, you'll be able to kind of bait them away and handle them one-on-one. Like, see, he hasn't even seen me yet. Now he has. Okay. And they have a wide range, though, when it comes to their actual attacks, is the problem. I might not see you for a while, but once they do, get ready for a fucking assload of pummeling. You know, normally, I swear, I can get them one-on-one, but this guy just apparently does not want to let this happen. Okay, apparently I just need to, like, focus a lot more on my surroundings. Make sure they're actually, like, I have none of them tailing me or anything like that. And don't go too headstrong into this. Let me grab these echoes and back off and see where the hell these are coming from. So there's one here. Let's lure him like far, far, far away, because that guy's also walking in this direction. How far is he going to come in this direction is the problem. I think this will be fine, because this is like right near the lantern practically. It's like literally right beside the lantern. I mean, that's the thing I can be glad about, I suppose, is that these guys are probably the hardest things that will fight in Cainhurst. And they're right next to the lantern, so even when you die to them, it's not the worst thing in the world. Wait, would that say fear strong foe eventually attack from behind is effective? Yes. That sounds about right. It's pretty tough to visceral attack these guys as well. I think it can be done. It's just not the most optimal strategy most of the time. Apparently, the most optimal strategy is dying. Oh god. Okay, let's be cautious here. Just lure him back, because I think there are still some more over in that direction. Get out of here. I'm trying to get behind him. That's the best thing you can probably do. I thought they had like a weird kicking attack too, though. Maybe not. Blood-tinged gemstone. They do drop some good gemstones, actually. You don't get a lot of blood-tinged gemstones out in the wild, so the fact that you can get them here is pretty good. I'm gonna be careful now. Just want to make sure there's nothing sneaking up behind me. There's two of them in this vicinity, and I think there's one. Yeah, there's one crawling around down there. I don't know if he'll ever come after me though. This guy has seen me now, so let's just back off. Let him froggy hop his way over. Alright, just gotta be a little more careful, I think. It's the name of the game. Don't get too greedy in your attacks either. Just gotta get one or two good hits in, and then back off, because they will not hesitate to retaliate pretty instantly against you. We are getting closer to that door. I think this guy he's like guarding an item over here though, so you know me, I gotta try clear this guy out. This guy actually looks a little more starved than his brethren. His belly isn't as big. In general, these guys look a little more starved than the ones in the Chalice dungeons. I don't know what that says about Cainhurst. I guess there haven't been that many people to feast upon in recent times at Cainhurst. It seems like it's been abandoned for a little bit. Got some numbing mist, which is actually a product of Cainhurst. I think that's in its description and everything. Just want to check. Yeah, the Blood Hunters of Cainhurst. The nobles inhabiting the castle, so there could still be someone inhabiting this castle. It seems likely that there is. I mean, it looks very decrepit out here, but someone had to have invited us to Cainhurst, right? You would think. So there's more of these assholes, including one very bloated-looking one back there. Let's be careful here. I'm actually going to go ahead and use a bone marrow ash, which could be a very I don't know. This might be a terrible move. The other two don't seem to have noticed me. That was a good hit. I just want to use the Bone Marrow Ash to its good effect as best I can. Okay, heal up. Okay, I got one. That's good. I need to remember that the gun is a thing that I can use. Not just for visceral attacks, but for actual, like, range shots as well, because it's still blunted. With the blood tinge and stuff I have, it is a pretty sound and powerful weapon in its own right. So without leveling up blood tinge and, like, upgrading the gun and everything, your gun is probably going to mostly be relegated to just visceral attacks most of the time. So this guy is clearly he's kind of the one that's been hoarding everything. He's the gluttony of this group. He's gonna explode it in a huge spray of blood there, which is pretty nasty. He's eating some frenzied cold blood apparently. All right, that's the outside of Cainhurst Castle anyway, all cleared up. Like I said, the inside should be much easier to deal with for the most part. Oh, how kind. They're just gonna let me right on in here, huh? They're like, yeah, you've been through enough stuff. Let's give you some refuge here inside the castle. Although refuge is a relative term. Got some weird maids, like, scrubbing the floors here. I don't trust them, though. I feel like if I leave them behind, they're just gonna come at me from behind. And you gotta be careful walking around here as well, because there are some enemies with, for lack of a better term, camouflage, I guess. You might actually be able to hear them around here, like that. Yeah, okay, they're just straight up invisible. That's the idea. And there are a lot of these ladies, these moaning myrtles, I guess. They're like all over the place, and they just cry constantly, and it's incessant, man. Really starts to wear on you after a little while. Thankfully, not nearly as fearsome of opponents as the blood lickers outside. If they get gathered in groups, they can be pretty devastating. But they're slow enough, as you can see here, that you don't have to worry about that most of the time. And they stagger quite easily as well, so you can combo them into oblivion most of the time. I think there's a chest hidden off to the side here with something quite nice in it. Like a new weapon or something. Hello. You don't seem like a maid, you just seem like a weird person. Get on out of here. Heal me up. I'm trying to get visceral attacks on these ladies as well. They're trying to get them from behind, but they turn around quite quickly, so. Alright, be careful here, because sometimes when you open a chest, they'll just like want to sneak up right behind you, so make sure there's no one in the vicinity. We got the Rider Palash. I think that's how that's pronounced. Let me see here. Rider Palash. Weapon wielded by the Knights of Cainhurst combines an elegant knight's sword with the peculiar firearm wielded by the Cainhurst Order. The old nobles, longtime imbibers of blood, are no strangers to the sanguine plague, and the disposal of beasts was a discreet task left to their servants or knights, as they were called for the sake of appearances. So the Knights of Cainhurst were not really knights at all, just people bound to servitude by the Vile Bloods here. You may remember a while ago we talked to Alfred at one point about the Vile Bloods of Cainhurst Castle, and he had his big old vendetta boner on for them. So who knows if he would like to know about this place. I mean, we know how to get here now. We can tell him and see if he wants to come here and help us deal with this shit. Oh God. Oh wait, you're still alive. I thought she was actually having a really long death animation or something, but no, she was still very much alive. Although, are they actually alive? I think there's a debate to be had about that. They're all wearing blindfolds as well. They're like strange ladies of justice or something. They don't hold the scales, but They do fit the profile, it seems. Okay, you actually seem to want to deal with me, as opposed to all your other little friends. Oh, you're just begging for it here. I feel a little bad about it, because she's just, like, crying over this balcony. This whole place reminds me of, like, the Banff Springs Hotel. It's a reference that not many people are going to get. But if you've ever been to the Banff Springs, you will know what I'm talking about. Did she drop anything down there? I don't think these ladies actually ever drop anything most of the time. I try and hold off on using too many blood vials or anything, because I'm not running low like in general. I bought like several hundred, so I have a lot in reserve. But on my person, I don't usually like to be lower than like 15 or so. Which, admittedly, I'm not that much lower, but still, it's enough to put me on edge a little bit. Go. It does get rather dark in some places here too, so don't hesitate to pull out a torch. Don't be fooled by this chamber. You might think, oh, it's just a nice little banquet hall that's been abandoned. It's just look at this place. They were setting up for a nice dinner and everything and just never got around to it, and there's a free item in the middle here. No. Because they're gonna do that the instant you try and take that item. The old Dark Souls trap. That's a Patches special right there. Thankfully, there's not too many of them in this room, I don't think. There might be. I think there's one more hidden over by that chest on the other side of the table there. Got 4 Quicksilver bullets. That's what they baited me with. They know me so well. They know that I am easily baited by the bullets. Now be careful here. If you don't see this girl and you just like ultimately and you just like try and open the chest, she's obviously gonna have her way with you. It's the last thing you want. There we go. And I think this is actually a new quote-unquote armor set. Look at that picture there. Hold on, let's have a look at that in a second. A noble dress. That's what we got today. Let's see. It's kind of similar to what Ariana was wearing. Goes with Ariana's shoes, I suppose. A finely tailored Bordeaux dress worn by the nobles of the old bloodline that traces back to the forsaken castle Cainhurst. Makes you wonder if there's a little more to Ariana than meets the eye. We may never know now, I suppose. I don't know who this is meant to be. I guess these are some of the old nobles of Cainhurst. The royal family or some such thing. The Vile Bloods. But who knows what has become of all of them now. Maybe they're still way up top in this castle, just waiting for me to join them for whatever purpose. Clearly not for a feast, because if that were the case, wouldn't we just be meeting in this room? I'm ready to dine. Apparently there's no food left, though. I'm turning over all these plates, and there's just nothing here, man. Where's my roast beast? On a balcony now. Yeah, Cainhurst is like one of those... It's a weird place. It's like, it doesn't quite fit in with any of the other places that you come across in Bloodborne, and that may be readily apparent just by like the snow and this incredibly ornate architecture. It's just like not quite like anything you've seen before in Bloodborne, and it just exists in its own sort of peripheral bubble to the rest of the game, which is interesting. It's like the Europe to Japan's, what the hell am I saying? It's like the Europe to, or the Japan to Bloodborne's Europe. Except it is more European in architecture, I suppose. So yeah, you might not notice this guy right off the bat, because he's just kind of a stone gargoyle. But if you do lock onto him, you can hopefully knock him right off. I think he'll still be alive after that, but got a bloodstone chunk anyway. I think that's enough. I think that's 3 in total that I have now, so that'll be enough to upgrade my weapon next time I come back. There. Oh wait. Oh, that's not the same one. That's not the same gargoyle, man. He hasn't taken any damage yet. If you do wail on them hard enough, though, they flip over on their bellies like that, and then they can kind of just go to town on them. There are more than a couple of gargoyles hidden about. As you might imagine, they kind of love to fool you with that because they blend in so well to the walls and the statues here. Look there! Oh, Jesus Christ! Apparently they really do. Oh, are you gonna kill me? Not quite. Okay, I can get away. Heal up. My God. I did not see that guy coming at all. I thought I had looked ahead and seen that there was no gargoyles about. Oh, come on. I thought I had him. I got your number. Oh, shit. He almost had my number, actually. There we go. You can see these enemies are no joke. I've come close to death more than a couple times here. Just wondering what all these statues are about, though. There's so many of them. There's like hundreds of statues of just like naked ladies and other strange things. It's like, I don't know. I guess they didn't have much to preoccupy themselves with here in Cainhurst, so they resorted to fine sculpting or something. Watch out for this guy. He can actually be a bit of an ass. He might look unassuming enough. Shooting him does knock him clean on his back, apparently. But if he hits you hard enough, then you'll be regretting it. I'll say that much. Blood vials. That's actually pretty welcome right now. I think we're almost at the point where we complete a loop, because there was you may remember early on, just outside of the castle, there was an elevator. So at some point we'll come across that and it'll open up a pretty nice shortcut for us. Oh, don't get fooled by this nonsense. Once you've seen them once, you kind of are on the lookout for them and they don't blend in quite as well. Still well enough, though. Okay, I made both of them angry. I guess they're a little smarter than I give them credit for here. I've also got these scary-ass sonic screams that can mess you up from a distance, so I don't think you're safe in that respect either. Oh shit, well, I was at full health, so I'll survive this. It's still embarrassing, though, because they look like weird old men. They don't look scary, man. I mean, they do, but it's like in a weird way. Alright, I'm just gonna hopefully deal with this guy while his other friend just hangs out on the balcony over there. Yeah. He doesn't want to come down for some reason. I'll just knock him clean off if that's what he wants to do. He has wings. Ooh. So you would think that he would utilize them. And the Executioner set here, which is probably one of the more popular sets in the game for both looks and for just sheer armor. Attire worn by the band of Executioners commanded by the Martyr Ligarius. Later became the basis of all church attire with its heavy draping of holy shawl. As the great Ligarius once said, acts of goodness are not always wise, and acts of evil are not always foolish, but regardless we shall strive to be good. Interesting. It's I believe this is the same equipment that actually Alfred, one of the disciples of Master Ligarius, or Martyr Ligarius, as that description said. I believe that's the same attire that he wears, so it's interesting. We can cosplay as Alfred now if we really want to. Alright, don't go too far into this little library section here, because if you head over this way, just off to the side, you will get, I don't think there's anything too great, the Vile Blood Register. I'll check that out on my way down this elevator here. I believe that's is it a key item? No, I think it's just one of these, yeah. Red leather record for the Vile Bloods loyal to the covenant of Annalise, Queen of the Vile Bloods at Cainhurst Castle. A record of the Vile Bloods, bloodlusting hunters who seek blood dregs of their prey, kept throughout the ages. Online use only. Kind of fell into the theme there at the very end with the online use only part, huh? At any rate, this does bring us down to the lantern here. At which point I think I will head over to Hunter's Dream. But yeah, basically the Vile Blood Register. There is a sort of covenant you can join, quote-unquote, at some point. It's one of the oath runes you can get. Right now we have the impurity one for the League. And you can get a different one at Cainhurst here. and that one helps keep track of various things for that covenant. I don't know if I can actually check it out right here or not, because I'm not a part of it. But yeah, you can see the names of people and how many dregs they've offered, whatever that means. And I think this resets every month, so you can so these aren't like all-time high scores or anything, but my god, there are a lot of people offering a lot of dregs. It's very interesting. At any rate, I think that's going to be it for this video. Next time we are going to continue ascending Cainhurst Castle and see what may await us at the top. We are getting pretty high up there. We probably could have gotten like much more of the way up if I hadn't been such a bonehead and died like 5 times in the courtyard, but it is what it is, man. At any rate, thank you everyone so much for watching. This is ArgonMatrix signing out. Thank you and good night.